If this is true, what you said, this coffee shop could be that's all there is. Family comes along, I'm here, I'm ready for whatever is there. But that can only be when there's a blank state, when there's nothing left to do. Everything is done, there's no ambition left. You see? That's what it means to be a samurai. Spiritual samurai. Samurai is dead. He cannot go to the battle if he still hankers to something, clinches to the life, like this. No, it's gone, like this. Like this. Slayed already. And this agility, there is this also purpose, because the purpose is simply being fully present.
My question's about a sense of helplessness that's creeping into the process, that's come into the process quite strongly. Since the immersion in July, it's as if someone just pulled the plug out of any motivation I had for the job I was doing. And that was a long time coming. But after that, it's like I couldn't even pretend to myself or to anyone around. And since then, I made the choice to leave that job. And the only thing that made sense was to work in a coffee shop. I was asking myself what to do and started my own business before around well-being. Just none of that made sense. Just now working in a chilled out coffee shop, nice environment, and I just give everything to the process, that unfoldment. And now I feel so fortunate that my life has oriented itself in a way that it's allowed me to do that. So I'm in my own flat, I can stay there as long as I want, don't have to worry too much about paying much rent. And even the family circumstances that you mentioned yesterday, all of my family are open to the spiritual path. We talk about Kundalini and Kriyas, and our WhatsApp group's even called Family Sangha, which is, I just feel very fortunate for that. So life has kind of oriented itself towards that, to allow that, but now I've given myself fully to that, so I wake up in the morning, I meditate, I go to the coffee shop, and when I come back, it's like there's nothing pulling me into the outside world anymore. And I get back, and sometimes I just sit on the sofa, and something in me goes, now you just sit. It's not even that I'm sitting to meditate, it's just sit down. And there's literally just nothing. And I'm like looking at the walls, smiling like an idiot, because there's just nothing there. And just pure, I can't describe it. And this might not sound like a conundrum. I've realized I've asked you questions in the Samadhi course and Kundalini course. Quite often your reflection was, where's the conundrum? It sounds wonderful. My question is around this sense of engaging with life. I feel almost no pull towards it. Like even having dinner with friends, it's like that pull outwards. It's just, there's nothing there for me. There's nothing. Everything just seems to be falling away inwards, kind of dropping into the present moment, dropping into the heart. And it's almost an effort to call my family once a week. Even that is. So I'm wondering if it's a natural part of the process, that internalization part, or if it's a form of spiritual indulgence that I'm just kind of hiding from life or shirking away from responsibilities. If I can give myself fully to that internalization at the moment, or if I'm deluding myself in some way.
But do you enjoy going to the coffee shop?
That comes in waves. So there's certain days where I go in there and heart's so open, I literally fall in love with every customer that walks in. Other days I walk in there and there's nothing there, so I actually have to drink a couple of coffees to ground myself and actually make myself be able to do the very simple job. And then there's other days and there's tensions and there's psychological knots that come up and little things make me angry, so it comes in waves. And it's like the only thing I can do anymore is to just give to that, whatever's coming up in that day, in that moment. And I mentioned the sense of helplessness because it's like I've given myself so fully, allowed myself so fully into the process, that given my whole life to that there was a moment where I was having a conversation with a friend. We went to watch a movie, and the only thought in my head was, give me truth. Like, all I want is truth. Just to experience the truth of this present moment. And it was just like screaming at me whilst having a conversation with a friend. Even that was quite difficult to carry on. But then that's kind of disappeared. So I don't know, during one of the meditations, it just struck me that there's literally nothing I can do about this process, the unfoldment. It's like anything that I think I'm doing about it, it's just a mental overlay that I'm putting on top of what's already just unfolding naturally and spontaneously. So it's that sense of there's nothing I can do, but I still wake up and meditate and go to the coffee shop, get angry or fall in love with everyone or whatever happens.
Right. Right.
It almost doesn't even matter anymore, like what I'm doing. If I have to work, if I'm working in a coffee shop for the rest of my life, even that's happy days. If I have to start something of my own again, great. If I have a family, cool. If I'm just in solitude for another 20 years, it's all just...
I hear you. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's just maybe kind of first not forget counting our blessings, okay? Because what you're speaking now to, and everything you're saying, and everything that I see in front of me, sense and see, is like, okay, let's just say thank you, you know? It's like, let's count our blessings, you know? To be in that place, a lot of seasoned travelers, seasoned wayfarers, you know, would swallow a bitter pill of envy, you know, because it sometimes takes a lot to arrive to the state where, you know, when there is this, everything is just dropped down, settled. And in that settling down, nothing, this flickering here, like, you know, flickering there, this, you know, this dangling here, dangling there, you know, there's this carrot there, there's this carrot there, there's some flickering, you know, little golden, with one little horn, I keep forgetting, unicorns, you know. It's just like none of that distraction. And in that, none of that distraction, it legitimately, if there are no obvious issues that a lot of sadhakas encounter, are faced with, it's like, what's now, right? What's now, see? But it is for you to grok now, what is now. I can give you reassurance, and this is my job to do that. I can give you reassurance. I can start saying, wait a minute, you know, like, oh, and yeah, we can do that. But I want to first appeal to your level of maturity and understanding. Sometimes we have no measure of how much ground has been covered. Sometimes we don't even know what it takes to be in a place where, yeah, it could be this coffee shop, that's all. Family comes around, I'm up for it. You know? It takes tremendous amount of discipline and training to arrive to that state where one is simply ready for whatever shows up. And the only readiness to be ready for whatever shows up is because this something is settled down, because one is never ready for anything when there are this I need to do, and yet this I need to do. I've achieved that, and yet this I need to achieve. and I'm like, you know, I'm a one little driving thing here, being driven by all this stuff. So this is why I said, let's count the blessings first. See? Let's count the blessings. Let's not forget that sometimes we have no measure. It was very humbling for me to, in most cases post factum, to learn, to find out, to read the confirmations. You know, humbling. Wow, it took that great being, that Mahatma, that in the culture held as a saint, to, you know, 2 years in just to have this, what revealed itself as the most precious. I don't want to start saying exactly what that is. And I had that within the 4 weeks' time. You know, it was very deeply humbling, like, you know, what did I do to deserve that? You know, why? This man has been at it from age whatever, a whole life. I was riding, pursuing my dreams. I was moving geographically here, there, trying to catch the stars, you see, until it all collapsed down completely, and things just presented itself in a manner that I never dreamt of. How can I deserve that? And this being spent like, you know, gave life to that already at the time when I was just kicking shit, eventually, you know, in my teens. Where is the truth? Where is the justice? See? So this is why, if you don't know how to start your day, if you think your day, and this is relevant to all of us, you woke up and, you know, count your blessing. Just count your blessing, just because you open your eyes and you see your hands. Wow. Oh, and light through the retina, still coming through. Okay, when I take my glasses, all of you look the same, folks. And I'm not exaggerating. A little shade darker, a little shade lighter, but all of you feel the same to me. Absolutely the same. You know, I put on glasses, suddenly everyone is so sharp. But in the morning, I don't need to have these glasses, so I walk around and I enjoy this soft gaze. You see? Light. So, you know, in Coffeeshop, where? What city? Bristol. Man, you're just like really kidding me now. For those of you who are not aware, it's one of the most beautiful cities in England. You know. It's a hub of, like, real creativity, and it's also very, I don't know, that's how I remember it. Beautiful. No ugly suburbs. Literally, the city begins straight from nature. From nature, you go woof into the city, like that. Bath is around the corner, ancient Roman ruins, right? Peter Gabriel Studios, real world. All this like melting pot of, you know, artists and what have you. Beautiful architecture. And you're working in a freaking coffee shop. You know, it's not like you're working somewhere like Bruce Lee when he first arrived to the States, somewhere washing the dishes down in a kind of nasty basement. Do you? No. Exactly. I bet you you can make a very good espresso. Yeah. I'm coming to have them. Double espresso. No. Okay, we're in danger of making it into a charade. Okay? So thank you for sharing. These things need to be whispered. We need to speak about it quietly. Okay? This is precious. And if this is true, if you're not making it up, if this is true, if this is true, what you said, this coffee shop could be that's all there is. Family comes along, I'm here, I'm ready for whatever is there. But that can only be when there's a blank state, when there's nothing left to do. Everything is done, there's no ambition left. You see? That's what it means to be a samurai. Spiritual samurai. Samurai is dead. He cannot go to the battle if he still hankers to something, clinches to the life, like this. No, it's gone, like this. Like this. Slayed already. And this agility, there is this also purpose, because the purpose is simply being fully present. Samurai does all jobs. That's what the priestly class demanded out of the warriors. Warriors did all the jobs. Stories, epics tells us that. The greatest warrior goes into the jungle. That's what Rama and Lakshman did. Right? When banished. And Sita accompanied him. A great warrior who is about to become a king, Yuvaraj, suddenly dwells 12 years in the jungle, eats roots instead of the fleshy, cooked, delicious meat in the kitchen of the king, in mango sauce and all the spices, roots for breakfast. A mighty warrior. Samurais can sit down and just be scribes, scribes, writing, because that's what it is, working in a library. But the understanding is always there, you see? That's why I like this, because to me it brings something. It's something. It's like ancestors maybe, whatever. Maybe this is also some samskara still, this lesha avidya. But to me it's closer to me, closer to my sensibility, to whatever is now demands of me. It cannot be if I'm clinging to something else. If I want to impose my will because but then, you see, this is why I said to you, I can give you encouragement. And I'm saying that now, this is an advancement, you see? You want to hanker it, you can completely miss the point and it can be taken and usurped. But I will say it anyway. I will say it anyway. In that state also, that state is required because no great action will ever trust it into you unless you are in that state. First there's a test, and the test might be prolonged. To be like blank, because like there are, what do you think? No, it's all there is. Everyone knows what you're up to. Everyone, all these energies, lights, it's non-dual talk, but I'm telling you, there is this clarity always. There is a shuffling of energies, there's decisions. This lady is alive, this guy is alive, okay, there's something is happening. When somebody is a sleepwalker, nobody is interested in that. Doesn't matter what they movers and shakers, yes, some of them, yes. Planets in the right place, yeah, he can be an expression of that divine power, of that loka, that heavenly realm. Great musician. Doesn't know how to live life, just great musician. Or a multi-billionaire, because there is this power of expression there. But in the awakened being, something else is going on. The greater void is now there. And in that greater void, powers begin to express interest. You see? All right, let's give this guy a test, see what he's made of. Yeah, we've got some jobs here on the pipeline. Are you kidding me? He's not ready. Well, let's see if he's ready. No, he's not ready. Well, let's see if he's ready. Let's give him, a couple of weeks, couple of years. Who knows, maybe a couple of decades. And then there's a job awaits, you see? The vacancy is required because the job is there. That same vacancy. But if you're already occupied with all the gazillion of carrots dangling here and pursuing and calculating and knowing every move, see? So enjoy that in the meantime. Enjoy that. And count the blessings. It could be much more challenging. See? People are really squaring it. So, that.
Thank you.